When the temperatures plunge, it puts a strain not only on our bodies, but also our infrastructure. Many water mains are no match for the extreme cold. Several mains gave way yesterday. This one at Collingwood and Homer on Detroit's west side. Another one at Trinity and Pickford shut down that intersection. These were two of a number of broken mains throughout the city in Metro Detroit. And there were more problems today. Fox 2's Ingrid Kelly is following the situation tonight live. Ingrid. On the shores of Lake Erie, take a look at this scene in Hamburg, New York. The shoreline turned into an ice palace. Somewhere Anna and Elsa are smiling. Here at home, the deep freeze is sticking around.
And some snow coming as well.
A popular Ferndale restaurant will be gutted. It's ready to sell its belongings to the highest bidders. Como's is putting up its equipment for auction online. Back in August, the restaurant was shut down for the second time in a year for food and safety violations. Still to come, how would you like to charge your phone without taking it out of your pocket? Well, we're not that far off from that. Time to open the Fox 2 job shop. The Detroit Boiler Company is hiring right now. They're looking for 2 HVAC boiler service technicians. You have to have at least 3 years of experience working on commercial and industrial boiler equipment.
In Healthworks, first it was the Danish lifestyle that was inspiring self-help bloggers all over the world.
Yeah, now Sweden is stealing the spotlight. So how do Swedes minimize stress and make time for self-care? Fox's Brian Yennis explains. 5 children, 2 adults, and a Detroit firefighter rushed to the hospital after an overnight fire consumes this apartment building.
Yeah, some residents were forced to jump from their windows to escape the flames. Tonight, they're trying to figure out what to do now that they have lost everything they own.
Fox News' Erica Erickson is talking to the victims tonight. A 55-year-old man is struck and killed while crossing McNichols in Detroit.
And the driver never stopped, leaving the man in the middle of the road.
Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack joining us now with the latest on the investigation. Jessica. Oakland County Sheriff deputies are seeking help to track down the suspected armed robber. Over the weekend, he was caught on surveillance at a Subway restaurant in the 200 block of Walton Boulevard. A couple who owns the franchise was inside working at the time. The man demanded cash from the register. He got away with about $100. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Investigators are also looking into whether the crime may be connected to another armed robbery at a thrifty flower store and 2 other businesses in Auburn Hills. And Detroit police hope someone out there can help a family find their missing loved one who disappeared on Christmas Day. Daniel Lee was last seen at his home in the 18900 block of Runyon around 11 o'clock Monday. He was wearing a black leather jacket, black jeans, and black Air Jordan gym shoes. Lee is about 40 years old, about 5'7" tall, and weighs about 160 pounds. He has a knot on his forehead and a birthmark on the right side of his face. Police say Lee is in good shape, but suffers from a mental illness. If you see him, please call the Detroit Police Department. A gunman is on the run after a woman was shot outside her home in Detroit. It happened on Sussex Street on the city's west side. Police tell us the woman was standing in front of her house early this morning when a man approached her and asked her for money. When she tried to run, he shot her in the back. The suspect was wearing a brown Carhartt jacket and black pants. We're told the victim will survive. An update tonight in the wrong way crash in Canton earlier this month that claimed the life of a local couple. State police say blood tests show there was no alcohol in the system of the wrong way driver, Michael Stack. Stack is a councilman in Wolverine Lake. He drove into oncoming traffic on I-275. Police say they're still waiting for results from tests to check for narcotics and other substances. The former Michigan State trooper in trouble over a fatal taser incident had prior taser problems. In August, Mark Bessner is accused of firing a taser at 15-year-old Damon Grimes while he was trying to escape on an ATV in Detroit, causing the boy to crash and die. Prior to that, Michigan State Police tried but failed to suspend him for firing the stun gun at a handcuffed man who was trying to get away from police in 2016. But just 10 days before the incident with Grimes, an arbitrator ruled in Bessner's favor. He was suspended 5 days, 4 of which were dropped. Bessner is charged with murder in Grimes' death. Winning the lottery is a dream come true. This next story would be a nightmare. Someone running off with your share of the jackpot. That's what an Arkansas woman says happened to her. Leslie Underwood claims her boss gave her and a friend scratch-off tickets. The pair agreed to split any profits. One of those tickets turned out to be a $300,000 winner. But instead of splitting it, Underwood says Mandy Van Houten, calling her out by name, took the ticket and ran, cashing it in, and is now refusing to communicate with her. The two worked at the same bar and were best friends for 10 years. The key word there, were.
We talked about how life-changing it would be and what we were going to do with this money. She even talked about giving back because it was such a blessing. I helped her get the job and put in a good word for her, stuck my neck out for her, let her stay with me so she didn't have to drive back and forth. Lucky told us here at the bar, he was like, y'all won't be friends by the end of this. And we was like, why would you say that, you know? Money changes people, now we see.
That is pretty despicable.
Yes, it is. Oh, man, that's, wow. Wow.
Is that worth ruining a friendship?
Houdini said it best. With friends like that, who needs
Yeah,
enemies?
absolutely.
There are new rules at NBC on workplace conduct following the firing of Matt Lauer. According to the New York Post, the rules restrict coworkers from sharing taxis, taking vegans to steakhouses for lunch or dinner, and they even tell employees how to hug. Make it quick and then step away. Staffers are now required to report any inappropriate relationships in the workplace, including office romances, or they could be fired. Earlier this month, NBC News said it would require employees to take anti-harassment training and conduct a, quote, culture assessment of the news division after Lauer's firing. Spending more and saving less. That's what the Commerce Department says Americans did in November. Personal spending went up by 0.6 of a percentage point last month, while the personal savings rate in the U.S. dropped to a 10-year low of 2.9%. Experts say we're spending our money on cars, recreational goods, and utilities. A quiet day on Wall Street as the market slipped slightly, the Dow falling more than 7 points and S&P drops 23. No change for the Nasdaq.